Hi everybody, I hope you guys are doing great today. We're going to be pulling some general messages for all of the signs, but I am going to be front loading with some astrology. I'm going to timestamp below in the description. So go into the description box if you don't want to listen to the few minutes of astrology beforehand. But enough of you are enjoying it that I want to front load it with it. So let's talk about some of the main transits from January 13th to January 19th. I do have Sam and Charlie, my two meditation buddies, hanging out with us today. I never did introduce you to them, but anyway, let's get right into the energy. So we're all going to be still dealing with the stellium that we had in Capricorn last week, making us think about our role in life and relationships and goals and ambitions, and it's going to be something a little bit different for each of us. The houses that it's hitting for each of us is going to be a little different. And the main house for your archetype I am going to be mentioning in the individual video, so I don't want to get into that now, but let's get right into how we have Venus entering Pisces. I really like this. This is beautiful. It's entering on the 13th of January. It's going to be there until February 7th rather, I'm sorry. Pisces is such a beautiful energy. It's a beautiful fishy energy, sees life in rainbow colored dream kind of things, and is ruled by Neptune. So, things that are Neptunian are very dreamy. Remember, Neptune, for those of you who didn't know, is the father of the emotions, right, in mythology. So in there with Venus, the goddess of love, and also how we think about our connection, how we think about money, our connection to money. So we're going to be thinking about all of these things. And we're going to be getting into a space where we're just going to be embracing things more, where we're going to be able to forgive and understand and just embrace some new ideas and a new way of thinking. There's also, because it's Venusian, there's something very seductive about this energy. You can be very seductive, you can be very, seducible, but regardless, everyone is really compassionate pretty much in this energy to partners of all kinds. So that could be both intimate and business, but this is a very tender and affectionate energy, even though you may experience a sort of longing that's hard to ignore or even define in your soul. And if you're feeling that, it's okay. It's going to feel like a little bit of an echoing, right? This echoing. And again, that's just Neptune. Okay, so just, kind of put it in perspective. Understand that in this energy, it's common for boundaries to feel blurred, having some issues with that. And for those of you who might be susceptible to the shadow side of this energy for whatever reason, you might end up feeling in a way like you feel victimized or deluded about a situation. You're trying to find yourself very much evading a certain truth or reality, all right? So but that's not for everybody. For the most part, this is really very much a beautiful, compassionate, very nice vibe, and it's going to end up lightening up when Mercury ingresses into Aquarius, okay? So we have, but going back to what I just mentioned about Venus entering Pisces, you want to look in your chart to see where is your Venus fall, where does your Venus fall, and where is Pisces in your chart. And those areas are going to be feeling that deeper level of compassion, that deeper, the seductive qualities. You're going to be feeling it even more in there. Now on January 16th all the way to the 23rd, we do have Mercury's ingressing into Aquarius. We'll be there until the 3rd. This is a very positive transit, guys, very positive. So you want to think about, where is Mercury in your chart? So you want to look for Mercury, Gemini, or Virgo, right? Because those are ruled by Mercury, as well as Aquarius, right? Or Neptune, because Neptune rules Aquarius. But this is where we're just going to be hungry to learn and grow and open up. A lot of new ideas are coming in, very original ideas. We're going to be thinking out of the box here, which is really cool, right? Because think about Uranus. That's what Uranus does. It's surprises, but it's change too, and different ideas coming in. And we're all just naturally going to become more, not overnight, mind you, but these things are going to start hitting us, where we're going to start identifying how we're becoming more progressive and objective in our mindset, kind of across the board, where there's this a heavy energy of inventing and progressive thinking at its peak for both personal and professional circumstances in your life. And the only thing here is Mercury's doing a little square in action here with Uranus the last couple of days, and you have that with the Mercury in Aquarius. So this ends up creating this kind of weird angle where it's that bullying energy that I mentioned when I did the monthly. I don't want you to worry about it too much because it is a positive transit, but this is definitely a good, like, to be forewarned, to be forearmed. If somebody is being really abrupt with you, or you find yourself losing your marbles over somebody else, for something that they did, really just try to reconnect and ground yourself and understand that that's just the energy and it's going to pass. So just kind of like let it pass if you can. And then we do have on the 17th, we have the last quarter moon in Libra, and this is where you might be feeling a strong need for balance and harmony now, right? You desire to keep things nice and copacetic. You want to make sure that you don't do that at the like cost of holding back both your good and bad feelings. This is very much because you guys are tarot people, like a Four of Pentacle vibe, where you might feel this need to protect yourself and just protect the peace. You just don't want nonsense. A lot of us are going to be feeling, kind of afraid to be who we really are, despite what's expected from us, just because we want to keep the peace. So that's definitely there. But we do have Palace entering Capricorn, and I really like this because this is just about creative intelligence, hard work, getting stuff done, getting good stuff done, and that's it. As far as the important transits go, that is what we need to be mindful of this week, guys. Now let's pull some cards. See you in a minute. Hi Aries, I hope you guys are doing great. Let's get right into your reading. So for you guys, Aries, it's going to be all about the 10th house for you this year, and it's starting to really roll out this week. So that's the midheaven. Those of you who've heard about the midheaven, it's naturally associated with Saturn and Capricorn, and it is really, this house has to do with profession and career and your status in life and how integrated you feel into society and how you approach your work. And also how you wish to be remembered for your work, right? That need for achievement and recognition and praise. And while this has to do with ambition, it also has to do with what we feel the world requires from us in order to be the truest version of ourselves. Like, what does the world even want from us? From you, meaning. Right? And you're going to be pushed to look at these ideas and how they work in your life, and where you might need to take a different approach, where you might need to update or solidify how you function in this area of work. There's going to be a lot going on with the work area, Aries, and I'm not a doom or gloom kind of person at all, but I just want to call it what it is. You guys are cardinal energy, and this Cancer Capricorn eclipse has deeply impacted all four cardinal energies. So it's Cancer and Capricorn, and it's you and Libra. And, you and Libra are really going to be feeling this energy the most profoundly. There are going to be major shifts, but this is the thing. Really good stuff just might not be comfortable. That's it, but really good. So let's get a crowning energy, and then we'll get your gift and your challenge for the week. So the crowning energy is the 8 of Fire, which is the 8 of Swords. And this is you feeling like you need to defend something that you want to do. Oh, it's the way you want to be. All right, so the gift we have is the Page of Air, Page of Swords. It's a new beginning here. This is a new cycle within something having to do with what you believe to be your truth. Okay? Page of Air. So Page is a core card, right? So this can have to do with either you realizing something on your own, some sort of message coming in from the external for you, because it could be a situation, or it could be somebody that you're dealing with, right? You might be meeting somebody who comes in and makes you see some kind of truth. Okay, so we're going to pull 4 cards with qualifiers: your recent past, where you are now, the challenge within this gift, and the outcome. Okay. Okay, so right now you're the Page of Pentacles. In the recent past, rather, you're the Page of Pentacles. Really feeling very excited about this new beginning. Is something having to do with either a job, a connection, within a relationship. Now, even if you guys have been together for a very long time, it actually doesn't matter. This is the idea of feeling excited over this new phase, this next level within your connection. Keeping in mind the pentacles have to do with money, but it also has to do with mental, physical, and emotional connection. But now clarifying this here is we have the King of Pentacles reverse, which indicates for some of you, maybe wanting this new beginning, but money being an issue. Something having to do with money, or you being very gung-ho about moving forward in something, but you vibing, or at least, if not intuitively, actually out in the 3D, somebody not being as connected as you are. Are you at least feeling that much? Maybe not feeling as excited, okay? This could also have to do with you have this new beginning, right, to this definitely this new cycle, right? As you're entering it, this is your recent past as you're entering, and you're doing all that you can, right, on your end, but somebody else is maybe not showing up, in the same way with their finances, if not only mentally. Absolutely. So we have you right now, 10 of Cups reverse, still very positive, even in the reverse. Still very positive. This is a positive vibe to me, both of these. I like the Six of Pentacles energy. It's a simple energy, but it's a powerful one, because this is about feeling supported and having each other's back in a situation. So if this has to do with a relationship, a friendship, a family connection, you guys are there for each other. You guys have each other's back. You have what the other one needs. You're there to help each other out, right? If this has to do with a job, this indicates you making enough money right now to meet your needs, and then a little bit. It's not like you're hitting the lotto here, but you're having what you need. Now, the deal with the 10 of Cups energy in reverse, and the reason why it's still positive is because it's still going to happen. It's still happening. The fact that it's even here. The reversal simply means that there's an external influence to the relationship that's getting in the way to you guys being able to move forward in the way that you want. Now, this external influence typically has to do with some sort of extenuating circumstance regarding family, regarding your friend circle, or regarding your job. So it's this, whatever it is, it needs to be addressed and fixed so that this can be turned up right. Because as I always say with the reversals, this is just highlighting something that really it needs our focus. It needs our focus. And we're, as energetic beings, we have the ability to turn these right side up. So maybe there's some sort of family shenanigans going on where people are just not minding their own damn business, and they're coming in saying things need to be X, Y, and Z, and it's stressing the relationship, and it's stressing your ability to move forward happily. If it has to do with money, listen, money is not everything, but it's important for us to feel like we're okay and peaceful in our life. Like we have what we need in the most fundamental way, right? Just basic necessities. So this is something that may be a play with you right now. It's like you have this beautiful new beginning, this new Page of Air, the Page of Swords, the Page of Swords energy. It's such a great energy because it's like a new framework of reality. It's like you're opening up a door, and you're stepping into a new chapter of what your truth on your life path is, and all that means. And it's healthy because there's going to be communication, and there's going to be a sharing of ideas and ideals, and all of that's really, really good. So I like that. You guys are coming from a space where I feel like this connection was a little bit, it was there, but there was not a full meeting of the minds on what was necessary. But now you guys are in a space where it's like, okay, we have what we need, but who do we have to get the hell out of the way here, Aries? What do we have to get out of the way? Is it an issue with money? Is it maybe one of you guys changing jobs? You guys were on a certain trajectory and then you changed paths, or you're on a certain path and you're realizing you might have to go on another path, but you're fighting it. Any of these things could be this energy that could get in the way of the 10 of Cups being upright. Now, in the challenge within this gift, we have the Devil energy, which is all about imbalance, and we have the Tower, something done, something's over. And this is the challenge within this gift. And you're like, people get very scared when they see these energies together. Don't, okay? Because it's all good and it's necessary. The Devil energy is anything, I always say it's anything that indicates imbalance. I don't think it only indicates addiction. Now, this is a general message. I mean, Aries, you have to ask yourself, are you nursing some sort of addictive addiction that's getting in the way of you being more productive at work? Or is it getting in the way of you actually looking for new work? You know, and when I say addiction and imbalance, I mean absolutely anything. This could be drugs, alcohol, sex, food, shopping, gambling, negative thinking, high anxiety, any imbalance in any way, shape, or form. That's the devil energy. Severe imbalance. It's okay to have a piece or two of pie. It's maybe not the best thing for you to sit down and eat 2 pies in one sitting. A glass or 2 of wine is fine. 3 bottles in one sitting, maybe not so good. To struggle through situations of anxiety and depression and not seek help because it's a passing thing, because you're kind of bummed out about things, that's part of the human condition. Can't stress that too much. But if you're finding that you're stuck in this like 6-month plus cycle where you're not able to pull yourself together, you need to maybe seek some counsel and some, to get help with that. Right? But this is the challenge, and you having a healthy new page of air start. I mean, this is a gift for you, but this is going to be something that you need to look at, and recognizing that whatever it is that you're looking at, it's got to go. With the Tower energy, it's got to go. Now, for many of you, this is simply going to be a recognition that the way you've been thinking up to this point really has to change. It needs to be stripped down and rebuilt under a whole new framework. Because the Tower is not only, people automatically think somebody's going to die or there's an end of a relationship that's so dramatic. And that might be the case for many people, but it's certainly not, historically speaking, in and of itself, what this actually means. It means the tearing down of something as it was so that it can be rebuilt. Right? But it's something ending as it was. So this can be the loss of a job. This can be the ending of a relationship. But this can also be the ending of an outdated way of thinking and a way of seeing something. And recognizing areas where you may have been limiting yourself, or you may have been sabotaging yourself to move forward in the way that you really meant to in your life. And getting very front and center. And listen, Aries, there's nothing comfortable about that energy. But what the gift here is recognizing that even though you're feeling all of this, and this is exhausting, there's a tired story being told here. And the 8 of Fire is the other side of that as you're crowning. This is having gone through the war and having the bumps and bruises and cuts and blood to prove it, but still having the gumption left within you to push forward in one way or another. Now, for some of you, it may mean changing the trajectory of your life altogether to a whole new path. For others of you, it's just going to be changing your mindset. But the reason I keep mentioning career here is because you're all going to be doing some heavy 10th house work. You have Saturn in there, guys. Saturn is the great taskmaster, really squeezing you to a point of discomfort, because as human beings, when we're comfortable, we don't change. So you're going to be poked and prodded internally very strongly, and it's going to end up becoming an issue in the 3D where you need to make this change. This is going to put you into a deep space of introspection. And a lot of you guys, and it's okay, the Hermit energy is about taking that mental space, that time out to do some serious thinking. And in the reverse, it's like doing some serious thinking to yourself, like not even talking to your partner about what you're going through, really trying to sieve through and unknot things on a very deep, deep level. But this is a very healthy energy. It's a Virgo energy. It's approaching things in your life, looking at things in your life through a very critical lens, that's very necessary. It's very necessary. And then we have the Emperor energy. Beautiful. Aries, come on, this is you. Beautiful. You figuring out what you need to do to make your life move forward in the way that speaks to you in the truest, most profound way. And this has to do with every area of your life, really can. I mean, the Emperor energy is a major arcana. That's what I'm saying. However you're resonating with this, it doesn't really matter, because this would apply if it has to do with an intimate relationship, a job, a family connection or even just a friendship connection. But really beautiful, because this Emperor energy is the outcome. I mean, this is allowing this door to open, you entering into this new truth for your life. 2020 is a game-changing year. I know for those of you who've been listening, whether it's to tarot, whether it's to astrology, we've all been talking about it. It's a game-changing year. It's the actual energies of everything together in totality have not been like this since like the 1500s. I mean, never in our lifetime. This is life-changing stuff. And like I say, Aries, and I've been saying, it's very important for us to, in our mind's eye, understand the energy that we talk about. We talk about Saturn, Pluto, this, that, all the archetypes, yada, yada, this energy up in the sky above, outer space and cool stuff. And, it's very neat to think about, and it's kind of like almost intangible and all of that. Guys, the reality is all the energy that's happening out there is happening inside of you. Inside of your soul, that's being housed in this very sloppy human body, and it's just the way it is. And inside that soul, there are many, many rooms. And that's why when people say you need to stay in like low and high vibration, try to avoid doing low vibrational things, because those create blocks inside of us, right? Negative thinking, bitterness, any sort of like these jealousies that we can actually allow to grow into these monsters inside of us because things aren't the way that we want them to be, or any sort of resentment because of a relationship that didn't work out. All of these negative energies end up putting these walls up inside these rooms inside of our soul. And that's the venue through which the energy needs us to be open in, so that the energy can do its work, so we can grow, so that out in the 3D we can produce these new things out in the 3D. But if we're remaining like on lockdown and blocked internally, there's a lot of people say, oh, you're saying all these great things and with fabulous energy, but it's not happening to me. Well, you need to get in really honest connection with, where are you holding yourself back? Where might you be holding too fast to a certain way of thinking? Whether it's because of fear, whether it's because of, life patterning, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. But I do feel like you guys are going to be so supportive to get to the underbelly of all of this, because you're going to end up with the Emperor energy entering this new phase. And I like it. This is good. Okay. Now let's talk about your challenge, which is the Seven of Earth. So the Seven of Earth is the Seven of Pentacles, and isn't this interesting? Isn't this interesting, Aries? The Seven of Earth, those of you who've been listening to me, what do I call the Seven of Earth? It's my apprentice card. This is the card of the apprentice. This is the card of starting at ground zero in something new that has to do with Pentacles, which can be a career or it can even be a relationship. Starting out at that ground level, that's going to be a challenge. Now, for a lot of you, it may be like, if it has to do with career, let's say, for example, you're an accountant. It doesn't mean that you're starting over as an accountant, obviously, but it would be a new cycle within your career. So maybe you're starting at a new firm, a new company, whatever your job is, right? This could certainly be you putting your product out there, or somebody close to you putting their product out there. Somebody who either is making a film or writing a book or doing something creative. Because Aries, honestly, you guys are tapping into your creative endeavors as well this year. But there's this new cycle beginning, and this is going to be your challenge. Now, for some of you, it could be your challenge because it's like, oh, I'm so nervous about that. And for others of you, it's going to be a challenge because you really don't want to change the way you've been doing things. But you're realizing that the way you were doing things wasn't really working out for you. Yeah. Okay, Aries, we have to talk about this. All right. There's no shade on anyone. We talk about the archetypes very openly and freely here, right? The cards say what they say. So in the past, having to do with whatever it is that this challenge is, King of Pentacles, Page of Wands. King of Pentacles has to do with being, large and in charge, having to do with your finances, having to do with communication, connection within a relationship, just really having your act together. And this is, in your past, this has been a challenge for you. This has been a challenge for you to really fully feel like you're in the right space, you're, producing in the way that you want to produce. Even if you're making money, you're not making the money that you want or that your family needs or anything like that, okay? And the challenge, though, has been you coming to terms with the fact that you need to have this new cycle begin. And this has been a new challenge. This is you trying different ways within your... So I'm going to say that I need to kind of separate the two because I'm getting it so strong for career, but this can be relationship for some of you as well. So this has to do with a new cycle starting within your connection and you feeling this passion, but having a really hard time executing it out in the 3D. Now, for others of you, if this has to do with a job, this has to do with you really having a hard time getting something off the ground and starting this new cycle in an area that you're really, really interested in. And right now, we have the 10 of Pentacles within this challenge. So this is you just not having really being on point with your money and being on point with your connections. I mean, that's what this is. This is, as your challenge within this new cycle is a tough go for you. And part of why it is because you just don't feel like you're in that 10 of Pentacles energy. You're not making the money you need. And the thing is this, the 10 of Pentacle energy, this really has to do with something that affects more than you. More than you as a single individual, meaning this has to do with the lack here is impacting the quality of your life on some level. You being able to live the life that you want, you being able to provide for your family in the way that you want, you being closed off as far as connection right now to opening up yourself to the idea of changing directions within your career. Okay? Because understand, Pentacles can mean resources, again, but can mean mental, physical, and emotional connection. So you need to apply it as it is, but whatever it is, there's this holding back. And this is the challenge here. Absolutely a challenge. 5 of Swords energy. This is about fighting over what's real, what's not, trying to get in touch with the truth. But this is also an energy of self-deception. And not being fully honest with yourself about a certain path that you're on right now, Aries. If this doesn't have to do with the person, it has to do with the job situation. And you really needing to get very, very honest with yourself. Challenges here. Challenges feeling really happy and excited about this relationship. Feeling very happy and excited about this job. Feeling very happy and excited about this moving on. But there's karma at play and you're having a really hard time dealing with the fact that this situation is 100% fated and very necessary. So whatever's happening here, whether you're understanding this in the way of a job or as a relationship, doesn't really matter. There's karma playing out here. Could be from an earlier time in your life. It could be from a past life, absolutely. The outcome here, 7 of Wands, in your struggle here, the 7 of Wands is you just being very, very tired of defending yourself and defending your desires and defending what it is that you believe to be your truth. You just feel like something is very unjust and unfair about the way this whole thing has rolled out. So this can be some of you, and please don't take offense to this, kind of kicking and screaming about having to leave a certain cycle in your life, whether it has to do with a job or a relationship. And this idea of starting over is such a huge challenge for you. Because you really can't see what's on the other side of it. Like, I don't even get that it's, I feel like it's less your willingness to do something new and more the fact that you just don't know what's on the other side of it. Like, if you take this chance with the 7 of Pentacles, the 7 of Earth energy, if you take this chance and you act as this apprentice and you go forward in this thing, okay, whether it's this new cycle in the relationship or this new job or this changing of the path, whatever this new cycle is, okay, whatever it is, what's on the other side of it? And it's the not knowing that. Is it going to be successful? Is the relationship going to work? Is this job going to pan out? Is this going to end up being a good thing? Am I still going to be able to feel connected to work that I love doing? Am I still going to be able to feel like I'm contributing in the way that I want to? You know, on a personal level. You know, but you have gumption left in you, my friend. You're going to feel a little emotional while you're going through it, but you have gumption left in you for it. So, I mean, I think overall, this is very, very, very necessary. Very necessary, right? A lot of awareness here. So let's pull some, specifically for those Taurus who are open to love or in a love situation. And I never know what I'm going to get with these guys, you know? I mean, these are general messages at the end of a general read. So try not to make the messages fit if they don't, but you're going to know if they do. And this is going to be a straight oracle read, okay? So let's pull a few whispers of love. Then we'll pull a heart oracle and a couple of island wellness oracles. Okay. I love you. Oh, that's beautiful. Look to your inner strength. You're stronger than you realize. Yes. Demonstrate love. Beautiful. I feel like that should be in the middle. All right. Let's pull a heart oracle. Look to your inner strength. You're stronger than you realize. Talk about that for a minute. Demonstrate love. Find out what's important to those you love and act on it. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. I mean, that's what we're talking about here. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. It's pretty fitting compared to, you know, considering what we found with your challenge, right? All right. Let's pull some island wellness. These can always be counted on to give a splash and a dose of reality as far as the story underneath this. The larger oracles. So we have photograph, camera, and boat. Photograph, camera, and boat. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the inner strength. You're being asked here big time to dig deep inside of your inner self and recognize that there is so much strength in you, even though you may feel like that's not the case right now. You know, you're going to be able to push through this. Just believe in yourself and know that you already have the power you need within you. And when you're in that state of empowerment, Taurus, Aries rather, you can really, maybe some of you are dealing with the Taurus, you can just really be so empowered and brought into such a natural state of peace. So being stressed out or afraid is not a natural way of living. It's really not. So try to figure out what's challenging you right now. Disconnect from whatever it's creating the stress and just establish boundaries to take back your personal power here. I feel like you guys are doing it because we had that Seven of Swords reverse energy in the challenge. That's you just saying, I don't want to defend myself anymore, right? Well, this is a great time to develop a new way of thinking. Like, what's been dominating your thoughts? Are you caught up in some old patterns? You have control over your feelings. You have to remind yourself that you have that inner strength to tackle whatever you're currently dealing with. You know, you really do. So I just feel like for many of you, the situation that we just discussed may have this this effect is impacting your love life in some way. And we have demonstrate love. Find out what's important to those you love and act on it. Yeah, I mean, guys, this is a basic, beautiful energy about, like, if you know your partner really loves something, like if you know they love licorice, on your way home from work, pick up some licorice. Or if you know that, you know, the dishes need to be done and they're working late, you know, just step up and do things that maybe normally would not be your responsibility or, you know, your thing. Just anything that would be helpful is really great in this energy to do. It's going to be deeply appreciated. I love you. These are powerful words. Aries, I feel like you have somebody in your life who loves you very much. I mean, but it's a matter of getting through the shifting of the cycles that you guys are dealing with right now. We have photograph here. Photograph is looking at photos and feeling nostalgic, but at the same time making new memories, right? So we have photograph, then we have camera. I don't know, some of you guys in the arts here. So we have camera. This is about reminiscing, making memories. So there's more about learning from the past, and recognizing that something is going to be a little different moving forward. So I like this. We have the boat, receiving what you need, moving on from something. There being closure issues. So I'm getting closure issues to a cycle that's just no longer working for you. Yeah, cycle, cycle, cycle. Life is a series of shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life, creating unnecessary stress. Go with the flow, and you're going to be so surprised to see where it leads. Beautiful, Aries. That's what I have for you. Yeah, awesome stuff, guys. Have a great week. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.